You're watching Sterling High School Channel 19, serving Hynella, Laurel Springs, Magnolia, Summerdale, and Stratford. Mobile television production facilities for this broadcast are made possible by a grant from Walmart. Walmart, with their location on the Whitehorse Pike in Summerdale.
Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Sterling High School for today's interleague matchup between the Sterling Knights and Camden Charter Warriors. I'm Kevin Schulz, joined by John Hallwood, and we're going to go to Mr. Rob. And this Sterling Knight team has some returning starters, namely Anton Fields, John, who came in last year and really had a big year, showed the ability to drive to the basket and shoot, and did a lot of good things.
Really did. Shot a lot of three-pointers, which really helped the team go into the playoffs. Again, they didn't do well that season, but with him on the team, I think they should do better this season. Again, you said not too many familiar faces also, so a lot of fresh faces. So this team's going to be really young, and it's going to be really cool to see how this team does.
Yeah, Nate.
And guarding 6'2", senior number 2, Miles Williams. The Knights are coached by Harold Little.
And there are your starters for the Sterling Knights. A lot of kids getting varsity experience for the first time. So I think when you see something like that, John, it's exciting to see how the team improves. And I'll go back to Anton Fields. One thing I like about him, as Mr. Rob Strauss is joining us, one thing I like about Anton Fields is he's one of those guys who does a great job distributing the ball, making other people better. And I think when you're a younger player, that's something that's going to definitely benefit you.
Oh, yeah. Again, you got some more people that are experienced, like Gavin Clark, a big center. It's really hard to cover. So it's going to be definitely interesting how this Camden Charter school team will really cover him.
And the thing about Gavin Clark is just how physical he is. But the other thing I like about him, we talked a lot about it last year, is how quick he gets off his feet. And he uses that to dominate down low, both on the offensive and defensive boards.
And also, I think that comes into a really good play with football.
Yeah.
With him playing football and all, you got to be quick on your feet.
Yep, and he had an outstanding year in football.
Definitely.
Warriors win the opening tip, and we're underway here at Sterling. A little morning basketball here as the Warriors open up the scoring with a 2 from Anthony Perez.
And
quick
Jimmy
transition.
Zingaro, a nice pass ahead to Anton Fields.
Again, seeing this high-pressure defense from Sterling, you saw it from last year.
And they're going to call a timeout. Warriors call a timeout here with just about 30 seconds into the game. And it'll be interesting to see, guys, how Sterling reacts to, they played just last night.
Right.
So a real quick turnaround. They can, the old night-day doubleheader almost. Sometimes, the Phillies have that night game and goes late, and all of a sudden they're back at the ballpark to basically the next morning.
And it's interesting, with that being said, they came out aggressive on defense. You saw the trap over to that far side, and it worked. And I like how they're going to be aggressive on the ball on the perimeter, at least to start things off here. And you're basically sending a message to the other team with that type of aggressive play in the defensive end.
And don't forget, coming up immediately following this game, 12:30 tip-off. Girls will be on this court taking on Cherokee. That'll be a great early season test for them. And
Number one team in South Jersey.
And it'll be an interesting matchup for sure. Parson with the rebound. Looking down low for the freshman, Elijah Scott. And Fields returns that to center. Take another look at it here. Good block.
Nice.
Scott right there trying to wheel his way around, but you see the quickness down low of Gavin Clark.
I think you mentioned it earlier, Kevin. Great job in Sterling defense, coming out hungry here early on.
And it looks like a Camden Charter team that's young and really is indecisive, and you want to go after a team like that, but they get the short jumper right there. Kind of got open for a short jump shot. I know somebody missed their man on that one.
Clark rattles one home and ties the score. Sterling hasn't really even set up in their offense yet. All transition points so far.
Yeah, and a good job first by Jimmy Zagara, then by Miles Williams, getting the ball ahead, forcing it, and finding the open man.
3 from Perez, no good. Offensive rebound. Another 3 from Parson, no good. Good rebound. Strong rebound by Javon Johnson. Clark can't get the lay-in. And the rebound falls back to the Warriors, and Sterling really helter-skelter on offense here, but they're getting some good transition points.
Well, they are, and another job, we talked about the guards getting the ball up there. Johnson got the ball up to Clark, wasn't able to finish, but Charter really having a tough time getting back in transition.
Shake and bake from Washington. Now he's going to try a 3 of his own and hit it. First 3 of the game to either team falls in the hands of Jaquez Washington, and the Warriors lead 7-4. Sterling tries to answer. Bad miss by Zangaro, and he knew it as soon as he let it go. Disappointed in himself. And the Warriors back in transition. Foul down low. Not the shot you want there from Sterling. I know you want to try and answer, but...
Yeah, there you see Camden Charter in a previous replay getting that shot from the outside, showing the ability to get the ball down low and kicking it back out. So that's something Sterling's going to have to address. Early on we talked about the tough perimeter defense from Sterling, but just let the guard open for a little bit. He buried it.
Last foul was on Gavin Clark, his first, team's first, as Elijah Scott hits both of his free throw attempts, and the Warriors out to a 5-point edge. Clark, triple team now. Somebody's got to be open. Nice passing, but it's deflected away by Scott, the freshman.
Not bad ball movement by Sterling, but even better job away from the ball, Scott in coverage and reading that pass down low.
Out of control, Parson on his way to the hoop. He's fouled, and he will go to the line. The foul is on Gavin Clark. That's his second. So Coach Little may have to go to the bench early here, and he will. Looks like he's going to bring in Henry Kern.
Again, something not good to see, getting too many fouls early on in the game.
Definitely not the guy you want in foul trouble with about 3.5 minutes into the game.
And you can see Camden Charter is going to have a good mix of being able to shoot from the outside and drive. The whole thing I like about Parson right there is not just a straight drive, had some good lateral movement as he was going to the basket, getting the defender out of position and drawing the foul.
Sterling, the first time they're going to set up their offense here. Barnett, no good. Strong rebound by Parson. And it's an 11-4 lead for the Warriors early on. Good look down low for the freshman. Freshman double team, strong basket off the window and in for Elijah Scott for his first field goal of the game. No rhythm offensively here for Sterling in the last few minutes, and that's a key example there as it's deflected away by Lee.
Jimmy Zagara was trying to give it to number 3, Fields, but do a quick pass, but was really unable to really give it to him.
Charter's doing a good job again cutting off the passing lanes. Yet Scott would steal right there, knock the ball away. So, that's That's going to be a key. With this zone defense, you got to avoid giving Sterling any type of diagonal look.
Williams for a long three is good. Sterling needed that bucket in a big way. And Williams gives Sterling their first three-point bucket of the morning.
Well, that's how you're going to beat the zone. You see right here getting the ball to the outside, and Miles Williams drains from probably a couple feet beyond the three-point arc.
Fouls on Henry Kern, his first, coming off the bench, obviously. Team's third foul, and that will send Jaquez Washington to the line, who has 3 points this morning. It's weird to say this morning. We're so used to saying this evening, or even if,
I think I said
in some
afternoon.
cases this afternoon.
Yeah, I think you did.
Considering it is 10 after 10.
Our first mistakes of the year, but certainly not our last.
It's definitely not going to be our last. Strong free throw shooting from the Warriors. They're 6 for 6 from the line, and it's an 8-point lead for the Warriors.
Amin Hines in the game.
Williams back to Hines, thought about the three, and he took one too many. And Coach Little just shakes his head in disappointment on the Sterling sideline.
Yeah, Sterling very frustrated with this zone defense you're seeing from Camden Charter, doing a good job just laying back, and it makes it difficult, obviously, to drive to the basket. And, you know, they're able to collapse down low on anything Sterling's trying to get down low.
Rebound. Fields up to Williams, lays it in.
Yeah, and we talked about it. Sterling has gotten most of their points, if not all of them, off transition, and there you see it again.
Good look down low. Beautiful pass from Washington, finds Elijah Scott, who has 6.
Good drives to the basket, and you always like to see that good ball movement in tight spaces down low that you just saw from Charter.
Well, alley-oop action there from Williams to Fields.
Yeah, and a great job of Fields. There you see the athleticism getting up and over everybody. And a good job by Williams reading it and putting the pass right on the money.
Well, shimmy shake and a hit from Jaquez Washington. And really a beautiful offensive set that this team has. They're in rhythm right now early on in the first.
It was a good move, and you saw the aggressiveness on the defensive end from Sterling to start the game, but you haven't seen it as much.
Williams, good look down low, count the basket and the foul. Antoine Arnett is strong underneath the basket play. Here comes another look at that last Sterling bucket in the alley-oop.
Previous play, good job by Williams. Williams in the last 2 trips down the floor, really imposing his will down low. You know, Rob, you saw him on the outside with the three-pointer, but he can also get the ball down low and hurt you. And that's what it looks like Sterling's trying to impose on Camden Charter.
Sterling cuts the deficit to 5 with just about 2 3/4 minutes remaining here in the first. It offensively packed first quarter here. If you like offense and you like getting up early, then you're in the right spot this morning.
And they've had a lot of drives. That one was kind of ill-advised by Camden Charter, just going right into the help defense coming over.
Sterling going to finally set up in their offensive set here. Hines for 3 off the back of the iron, no good. Javon Johnson deflects it out of play, and it will be Warrior basketball. 2:19 left to go in the first.
And don't think that now they're going to have an eye on Anton Fields down low, and coach is probably telling me, you know, take an extra step, hedge a little bit on the help defense over to Fields' way.
Really, right now, it's going to be Sterling how they're going to cover
Three
Washington.
on the way is good from Perez. And the Warriors shooting the lights out here early on.
And you couple that with their ability to drive to the hole and kick it back out.
Hines traveled as he was driving baseline, and Zingaro is going to check back into the game for Amin Hines.
Coach Harold Little with, you know, guys who were just kind of feeling their way into the varsity lineup, just trying to get a feel, get an idea of who to put in there. So a lot of guys are going to get shots. It's just a matter of Letting the coach know that you can do the job.
3 no good by Lee, and a whistle will be Sterling basketball. As the Warriors going to make a pair of substitutions, they're going to bring in Sean Hook as well as Josh Jackson. Take a look at head coach Harold Little. Looks comfy there on the sidelines this morning. Nice baseline drive, and Arnett can't get it to go. Gets his own rebound and almost gets it to drop. Unfriendly rim to our right. Unfortunately, didn't get the hometown roll, but he will go to the line to shoot a pair.
And guys, that's a little glimpse of what we saw last year. Fields, you know, especially after he got going shooting the threes, drawing the defense out. He's got that electric first step, and you saw that with that baseline drive right there.
Gets the roll there, does Arnett. He has 8 points. One more on the way. Not so lucky this time. First miss by either team from the free throw line this morning.
Washington cutting through the whole Sterling team there.
Good block down low by Henry Kern. Sets up Sterling in transition, and a dunk by Arnett.
I'll tell you, there you see again that fast break point or basket in conversion. Right. And then you see Warriors come right back. I think Camden Charter's doing a good job in the half-court set, much better job in the half-court set than they are in coverage and transition. Sterling probably has about 12 of their 17 points via transition baskets.
Zingaro looking down low for Johnson. Gets it to go. Good look down low.
Yeah, and right, guys, what I liked about that was Jimmy Zagara just waited for that play to develop and just threw a bullet pass right down there, right on the money to Johnson down low.
43 combined points in the first quarter. Under 5 seconds to play. Good look down low, easy. Bucket is missed. No foul called. Johnson puts it up at the buzzer. It would be well short. And the coach for the Warriors not happy with that easy underneath, but we'll take another look at the dunk here. Defense turning into offense.
Fields getting way ahead of the pack there with a nice little nifty move and getting up off his feet. Anton Fields right now coming in the season is clearly one of the top players in the conference, no question about it.
19 points for Sterling in that opening quarter, and not to be outdone by the Warriors with 24, but still a lot of transition buckets, hot shooting by Camden Charter early on, and Sterling's lucky, I think, that they're not in a deeper hole here because of the hot shooting of Camden Charter.
And kudos to Camden Charter coming out early. You know, you had Sterling very aggressive on the perimeter, kind of out of sync, forced them into turnovers, but they've really imposed their will on the offensive end with drives to the basket and kick-out passes and doing a little bit of everything. Rob, you mentioned the outside shooting. And we are joined by Mr. Ryan Zagara. Welcome aboard, Ryan. Make sure we got your mic on there. There we go.
Javon Johnson to inbound. It's going to be Johnson, Zingaro, Arnett. Ermel just checked into the game, as well as Jeff Ryder. So Sterling going to go to their bench for a couple players here to start the second quarter. Zingaro looking down low, finds Ermel. Ermel in the corner. Now back up to Zingaro for a long three and hits it. Yes, sir.
Recognize that shot, Ryan? You ever have that against you?
Yeah, all the time.
Okay. Good to see it against somebody else, though, right?
Yeah, better to see it against someone else than me.
Sterling only trails by 2 here early on. And Warriors going to go to their bench, bring back in Anthony Perez, and give Michael Parson a break.
And you see it in a replay. Good foul through by Jimmy Zingaro.
That was a long distance three.
Well, we talked about if you can hit those threes from way out, that's going to draw that defense out and open up some more room for guys like Johnson and Gavin Clark down low. Of course, Clark's not in the game now.
Three from Perez, no good.
That was a good closeout there. They weren't doing that in the first quarter.
Zingaro looking to go coast to coast. Little lay-in, can't get it to drop. Ermel with the offensive rebound. Zingaro for three. Yes, sir! Back-to-back threes for Jimmy Zingaro, and Sterling now leads 25-24.
Yeah, off of a kick-out pass, and you can see he's feeling it from the outside.
This might be Sterling's first lead of the game.
Yeah. Ryan, looking at this, what do you think the key is to Sterling getting ahead right now?
What they were doing good in the first quarter when they were scoring is they seemed to, every time they get a rebound, push it out early, that's what they were doing good, and they just need to close out on the shooters.
Doing a better job now, too, of getting the half-court game going with Jimmy's outside shooting.
Three from Jeff Ryder. Sterling, all three-pointers in this quarter, and they now have the lead yet again. Back and forth we go.
Jeff Ryder, a sophomore.
Another look at that. What a great shot there by Jeff Ryder, and he kept that arm up. I think he knew it. It was good from that. He's going to, he's feeling it again. Yes, sir. And a little stare down as well. 12 points in the quarter. Sterling on a 12-3 run. And they lead this one by 4.
Well, you talked about it, Ryan. A lot of their baskets in the first quarter were off the transition.
Now this looks like this game is shot long.
Zingaro, long three. No luck this time. That's just a shot there by Zingaro. You're feeling it. You're trying to bring the house down on that one. That would have been 5 straight threes fouling the floor. I believe that's going to go against Antoine Arnett. It does. And that is going to be his first, team's 4th.
A little bit of a heat check there, huh?
And they're going to have to get out closer on Ryder and Zingaro. And like we talked about, that really benefiting everybody down low. You come out on these guys, they can get the ball down low, gives those guys more room to operate.
Sterling doing a great job in the last 4 minutes or so, turning defense into offense. Almost a steal and almost a foul underneath. No call, and it will be Sterling basketball. 4:51 left to go in the half.
And they're back to doing what they did on the initial trip down the floor defensively. They're going to the trap and really creating some fits for this Warriors team on the offensive end.
Zingaro tried to force it inside, couldn't get it, and now an easy transition bucket for Anthony Perez, and a timeout. 30-second timeout, Sterling.
Sterling didn't get back as quick, and Warriors took advantage of having numbers right there and just kind of did to Sterling what Sterling did to them throughout that first quarter.
As a reminder, the girls will be on this court. Tip-off set for 12:30 right here on Sterling TV 19 and the YouTube Nation. Taking on Cherokee, which is ranked #1 in South Jersey. So a good litmus test early on for Sterling, who was also coming off of a victory last night against the Green Wave.
And kudos to us just going and playing some of the better teams, because we always talk about how, you know, come playoff time, these games in the regular season are against the top teams are going to make you better. It's almost like a playoff atmosphere early on in the season.
Ermel, foul line jumper short, rebound down low by Perez, and he'll run the offense up for the Warriors. Loses the handle. Ryder comes up with it. 2-on-2 the other way. Bounce pass goes off Arnett, and it will be Warrior basketball.
And that's probably the best job that Camden Charter has done in getting back. Not allowing Anton Fields, got a little bit ahead, but not enough where You know, he could get open for an easy layup or a dunk.
Perez turnaround jumper is good. He has 9 points to lead all scorers for the Warriors. Now another turnover. Perez, 2-on-1. Perez dishes it off, but a foul before. That's going to go against Zingaro. That's his first, team's 5th.
Yeah, Zingaro just wasn't able to get the feet planted on that one.
.352 to play in the half. Sterling and Camden Charter all tied up in a offensively packed first quarter anyway. Ermel for 3 from the corner. Yes, sir. Mike Ermel with a 3. Sterling, all their points, all 15 of them in this quarter have come from beyond the arc.
And good quick ball movement. You could see Fields knew before he was getting the ball, he was going to Ermel, saw him open down for a baseline jumper.
Good look down low, and an easy lay-in off the window for Michael Parson. That's his first field goal of the morning. Ermel in trouble and turns it over into the hands of Taron Davis. Davis was not looking up. He had a man in front of him. Nice look, good pass, back and forth, but Sterling comes up with the turnover. 3-on-3 the other way, bounce pass too far, and Hines turns it over. He was looking for Miles Williams. Just led him a little bit too far there, Schulze.
Yeah, and I think you had a defender in the passing lane there. That might have been one where, you know, they've got a lot of baskets in transition. You might want to wheel around and just circle back and set yourself up in a half-court set.
Deep jumper short by Lee, gets his own rebound, looking down low for Perez, hands it off, no good. Rebound to Jeff Ryder. Ryder going to slow things down wisely here. He didn't have numbers back the other way.
No, and you know, I think Sterling was kind of forcing the issue in the last 2 trips down the floor since they got so many baskets in conversion, but Charter's doing a much better job getting back.
Air ball by Miles Williams. I know Sterling's feeling it from 3-point range here in the second quarter, but probably not the shot that you wanted there.
Yeah, you want to work the ball around and you know, just look for the play to develop.
Deflected away by Ermel. Ryder got his hands on it, and it will be Sterling basketball with under 2 minutes to play in the half.
Yeah, and I think a part of Coach Howard Little's message at halftime is going to be about forcing passes, forcing things that aren't there, because we've seen a lot of that in the last couple of minutes from Sterling.
Nice inbounds play. That's a design play there for Antoine Arnett.
And that's taking advantage down low of your ability to get up and over everybody, as Anton Fields can do.
Trapped in the corner, and they deflect it away off of the leg of Amin Hines. And now a timeout on the floor. Timeout by the Warriors. It's going to be a full timeout. 1:39 left to play here in the half. Glad you joined us here on Channel 19. Rob Strauss, Kevin Schulz, Mr. Zingaro to my right, chiming in. It's like seeing your brother out there.
It's cool. Yeah, to see him out there, knowing the work that he puts in. It's good to see that it's paying off for him.
Yeah,
who wins the battles between you guys? Who's got the better?
Overall, through all the years, it's definitely me, but recently he's got me beat.
I'm sure you try to smack talk as much as possible.
Of course.
That's your game, right? Get in the other guy's head.
Yeah.
That's what brothers do, Schulz.
That's
I know
what they do.
You're sure your boys a lot of smack talk.
Yeah.
You just got to let them play.
Let it go. Let it filter out. Drives the wife crazy.
I'm sure. Good game upcoming in about give it about 2 hours from now. The girls taking on Cherokee, who's actually, some of the girls are actually here in the back corner behind the Camden Charter bench, so that'll be a great contest. Coming up next, ranked #1 in South Jersey, and should be a good test. Good big Group 4 school.
That's the litmus test. That tells you where you are early on in the season, and we talked about how playing teams like that are how you improve.
And you will see A name on the sheet there. It's kind of interesting. You may recognize the last name Tarian. Alexa Tarian plays for this Cherokee squad. She's a junior, and her father, Chris Tarian, former Flyer, now a commentator for NBC Sports Philadelphia. I wonder if he'll be in attendance today. Fouls on Amin Hines, his first. It's a team 6, so one more, and Sterling will be in the penalty there. Put Warriors in the bonus as Elijah Scott can bring the Warriors within 1 if he hits this free throw, and he does. Perfect from the free throw line, 8 for 8 this morning for the Warriors. 90 seconds left to go in the half. Sterling leading by 1. Ermel in the corner for 3, leaves it short. Offensive rebound by Arnett. Tried to find one more there. Hines in the corner, back for Ryder. Hines again looking down low for Ermel. Loses the handle, somehow falls in the hands of Antoine Arnett, gets a basket and the foul.
Does a really good job just swinging and see what they can find. And then they finally found Twan in the box.
Last foul is on Anthony Perez. That's his second, team's 3rd.
And one of the big keys, I think, in this second quarter is you're seeing Anton Fields, who can definitely hit the threes. Rather than be on the perimeter, they've really got him down low, and he's really had an impact in Sterling. Right now, getting a 4-point lead.
Biggest lead of the morning for Sterling, and they come up with a defensive turnover here. A chance to increase that lead. Sterling spreads it out on the perimeter. Now the drive by Hines, blocked. Lee with the rebound, and no numbers back for the Warriors with just about 35 seconds left to play. And the Warriors kind of a shadow of themselves here in this first quarter. Somehow they get that one to rattle home the freshman Elijah Scott, his first field goal of the second quarter. Sterling gonna hold for 1 shot here, under 20 seconds left to go in the half, and leading by 2.
Williams trying to get the defense to come out. Now he's going to attack with 10 seconds.
Hines, no look pass down low. Ermel in the corner for 3. Yes, sir, at the buzzer. And Sterling will take a 5-point lead into the half. That's his 6th three-pointer of the quarter for Sterling.
Another 3-pointer, and again, they got their outside game going in tandem with Fields down low, and that's put Sterling up to a 5-point lead going into the half.
One more look at it here. Right as the second quarter clock was about to expire. The Warriors almost come up with a turnover there. They find Ermel in the corner for 3. 6 three-pointers in the quarter, and Sterling will take a 5-point lead into the locker room. We'll get off to a quick break, assess the first half, and look forward to the second half. Sterling leading this one 42-37. We're back right after this. Thanks to some hot three-point shooting from Sterling in the second quarter. Sterling leading Camden Charter 42-37. And the second half on the way. We'll take a look at some of the leading scorers for Sterling. Antoine Arnett, a great job leading all scorers with 15 points. And we mentioned the hot three-point shooting in that second quarter. Zingaro, Ermel, and Ryder all with 6 points there.
Well, there you've got your points there, but you know, we also talked about putting Arnett Fields down low, and the three-point shooting, the success draws the defense out. We talked about you just having a lot more room to operate down low, and a kid like Anton Fields doesn't need much room, and you know, when you give him that much, he's going to take advantage, and that's why you look at him with 15.
No real foul trouble to speak of for either team. Gavin Clark, 2 quick fouls in the first quarter, so he'll start the third quarter. And it will be Warrior basketball to start the second half.
And Gavin Clark was the victim of Camden Charter's successful drives down low early on in the game and getting out in that early foul trouble. But you know, they've gotten away from that, and I think you got to give some credit to Sterling on the defensive end with the help defense coming over and really take them out of their game where they rely on the drives to the basket. There you see great perimeter defense.
Arnett from Miles Williams. 17 points for Antoine Arnett. And Sterling out to their largest lead of the game at 7. Another defensive. And that's going to should be a double dribble. There, they almost turned defense into offense yet again. And that's something that got them back into this game earlier in that first half.
Yeah, and every look on the replay and the points in transition, something Sterling kind of, you know, got going in the first quarter, struggled with towards the end of the second quarter, but right there, we're able to get numbers ahead of the pack. And Arnett Fields finishes yet again.
3 on the way is short. Rebound to Gavin Clark. Clark almost travels. I think he may have gotten away with one there.
We could make that call. It was right in front of us.
Zingaro, yes, sir. Jimmy Zingaro, his third 3 of the night. He has 9 points. You've seen that before.
Yes.
And then Sterling on the offensive end, the thing I liked about it was a good ball movement, gets the defense out of position, and Zingaro gets that open shot and just drains it. Really feeling confident from 3.
Really aggressive defense this quarter, playing well, trapping the ball.
Fouls against Javon Johnson. His first. Team's first.
And to what you're saying, I think the lack of ball movement by Charter is allowing Sterling to trap. You know, that's the situation you don't want to overhandle the ball, and I think that's what Charter's getting caught up in.
Yeah.
Deflects away. We'll stay Warrior basketball. 6:28 left to go here in the third. Sterling out to a double-digit lead. Charter looking to answer here. And a travel. Completely different team than we saw in the first quarter. They were in rhythm offensively, and since then, Schulze, it seems like the tide has turned towards Sterling's favor.
And again, I have to give credit to what Sterling's doing on the defensive end with the traps. And Charter right now just needs better ball movement. We've seen it from them, but they've been inconsistent with it, and obviously they're lacking at that right now.
Zingaro almost turns it over there. Here comes the pressure defense from the Warriors. Clark in trouble down low, finds Fields, pump fake, drives baseline, loses the handle. May have been deflected away. Here comes Lee. Lee, 1 on 3, and they're going to call a foul on Zingaro. He thinks that he got all ball. We'll take a look at it. Second foul on Zingaro. Wow.
That's a tough one. Tough one right there.
And now he's talking to the official, getting an explanation nonetheless. I'm sure you guys will talk about that at the lunch table after this game.
Probably. That's a guard's dream to get a block.
Right.
Take it right out of his hands.
10 for 10 from the free throw line is Charter this morning. And they're going to need every single one of those points if they want to try and crawl back into this one. Sterling has picked away, and now they find themselves leading by 8. Zagaro down low. Fields, count the basket and the foul. Antoine Arnett with the basket and the foul. He'll go to the line to complete trying to complete the three-point play. The foul's on Anthony Perez, his third.
We talk a lot about the good qualities that Anton Fields has, but the least of which is his ability to know what's around him and how to react to what's around him. And I think you saw that down low. Really didn't go right up, adjusted, and
good
made the
pick
play.
there by Zingaro. Zingaro all the way, has it blocked, and they call a foul. Elijah Scott felt that he got all ball on that one. Take a look at it. He may have a case, but may have gotten the left arm.
And a good job of Jimmy Zingaro using his body and drawing that foul, allow him go body to body and getting himself to the free throw line.
Off the back of the iron for Zingaro. And the Warriors going to make a substitution. Nyshawn Hook going to check into the game, replacing Perez. Perez, 9 points for the Warriors this morning. Zingaro has 10. He hits 1 of 2 from the line. Almost deflected away again by Zingaro. Good defense and a beautiful look to Scott, who has 12 now. Zingaro turns it over right into the hands of Lee. Lee gonna push the offense. Tries the up and under move, doesn't get it to drop, but the offensive rebound by Scott and the putback.
I think right now Sterling just needs to settle it down, have a good, patient half-court set.
Good look down low. Deflected away, Fields. Yes.
And a good initial look by Zingaro. Johnson wasn't able to get his hands on it, but Fields, just like he's been doing all day, cleans it up.
Well, floater there again, almost a alley-oop to Scott. I don't think that was the design, but it worked. Scott, impressive morning. 16 points for the Warriors. Behind the back pass, they're saying, I think you're probably looking for a deflection there. I don't think he's going to, obviously not going to get that call, but.
There you see Fields on the replay.
Jim has a different feel to it this morning than a normal 5:30 start.
You're right. Everybody's just kind of waking up, getting the cobwebs out.
I almost feel like we're playing this game in a library. It's kind of quiet. It's so eerily quiet in here at times. Foul goes against Mike Ermel. That's his first, team's third.
And not a bad foul. You know, they got some easy baskets in the last couple trips down the floor, so make them earn it.
Camden Charter's doing a very good job adjusting to the defense, though, moving the ball now.
First free throw miss of the morning for the Warriors. They make up for it right there. 1 of 2 from the line for Scott, who has 17 points. Arnett, yes, baseline dunk on the head fake.
Well,
Yeah,
that looked up
timeout on
too.
the floor.
If you try to defend Arnett Fields and go out on him out of control, this is what's going to happen to you. He gets him off his feet and uses that quick first step, and he's gone.
What a move. You have to respect the outside shooting. And take another look at it. Nice pass. Almost a semi-no-look pass. Got away from Scott. I think Scott bit on the pump fake there.
Yeah.
real quick. You can see it right there.
Yeah, and Fields knew it right away. And you know, as Fields gets going this year, he's going to draw more people this way. And the other thing I like about him is the fact that he's unselfish and he'll dish the ball off. And don't think that he's not going to create room for other people.
Overhead look here. Watch the subtle pump fake right there, right before he made the move. (54-46). 3.5 to play here in the third. It seems like Scott is all over the court underneath the basket, picking up a lot of offensive rebounds and creating a lot of second chances for the Warriors. Washington inbound. An easy steal. Here comes Fields, all by himself. Yes, sir. 10 points in the quarter, 25 overall for Antoine Arnett Fields.
Yeah, we see him in the defensive end. Charter's getting predictable with their passes on the outside. Fields sensed it and hedged the step and was going the other way.
Lee with a nice little kiss off the window for his first buckets since the first quarter. Double teamed, faked it, went baseline. Too strong. Offensive rebound to Ermel, back to Arnett Fields, who's fouled. He'll go to the line. And one more look at the dunk here. Predictable pass. Arnett Fields all by himself. And the flush. Foul goes against Josh Jackson. His second, team's third. One more look at it here. Telegraphed pass all the way. An easy slam dunk for Arnett Fields. I just want to be able to dunk just once.
And you can see, like, so early on in that play, he just sensed it and was a couple steps ahead. That's where, you know, if you're out on the perimeter, you got to rely on ball fakes because good teams defensively, good players are going to pick that up.
And the good players make plays like that look easy.
Yeah.
And that's what Arnett Fields is doing. Fouled on the way to the basket is nice Sean Hook, who's in off the bench for the Warriors.
And to me, when I look and see predictable passes on the outside, I think a lot of cases away from the ball, you can tend to get flat-footed and a little bit dead. You don't see the same movement away from the ball.
Last foul was on Gavin Clark. That's his third, so he's going to sit down. Javon Johnson going to check into the game for Sterling.
Coach Harold Little, we said, moving a lot of players in and out and really trying to find the right mix, but he's got some depth here.
Ryder for three, no good. Rebound down low by Scott. Who else? Easily the best player for the Warriors this morning. Scott again, trying to muscle that one home. He cannot. And here comes Sterling in transition. This one's picked off by Washington. Washington to Scott, yes.
Wow, that's a big-time play by Scott. Sensing that Fields was right there and laid it high off the glass. That's a veteran move by a freshman.
1 3/4 minutes left to go here in the third. Sterling leading by 7, and they just can't pull away. They've led by as many as 10. Speaking of 10, here's Jeff Ryder.
And this is where, at this point, this is where you need the patient trip. You're ahead, pull it back out, wait for things to develop.
Arnett Fields may have been fouled there, no call. Washington the other way. Fouled on the way to the basket by Javon Johnson.
Yeah, I agree with you, Rob. I thought they got the body on Arnett Fields, wasn't able to get the call.
That's Johnson's second. Team's 5th. That will send Devon Lee to the line, who has 6 points tonight, 2 of which coming from the free throw line. 3. And the tough part about playing a morning game here is the windows that are right above the scoreboard and the time of day and the positioning of the sun. I'm not going to get into the science of this, but right now the sun is directly in the free throw shooter's eyes. There's a good look at it right there from one of our cameras.
Great job by Mr. K from the truck, picking that up. He doesn't miss a beat.
He does not. And that's got to be distracting as a shooter. I mean, for sure, because not only you...
It's definitely something different. No, like you said, to the point you made about playing the later games later in the day, which are 95% of the time, it's not even an issue.
Miles Williams for three, off the back of the iron, no good, and goes off the stanchions, and it will be Warrior basketball, and all quietly, it's a 5-point game. Sterling
really?
Just can't seem to pull away.
You know, if you're watching this game, you feel like Sterling's ahead by a lot, but Charter finds a way to claw himself back. Yeah.
Mean Hines all the way. Count it. No, almost got it to drop. Warriors looking for a traveling call. They're not going to get it, but that'll set Amin Hines to the line to shoot a pair. Foul goes against Nyshawn Hook, his first, team's fourth. Hines looking for his first points of the game. And he's going to get one more opportunity. Sterling 3 of 6 from the free throw line here in this third quarter.
Sterling probably get, what would you say, Ryan, maybe 10 deep in this game? As far as all the different people mixing in and out?
I would think, yeah, probably about 10 deep, which is very good for a varsity team that they can go that deep into a bench.
Yeah. And that, to me, that helps you having fresh bodies out there to play defense. You know, that's why at times in this game they were able to trap.
Warriors looking for some offense here. They can't get it. Offensive rebounds aplenty. There was 3 Warriors underneath the basket, and only Irma was there, and they can't get it to drop. Perez was fouled on the attempt, and he'll go to the line to shoot a pair. Foul goes against Mike Ermel. That's his second, team 6th.
And what are they? What's their free throw percentage?
I would have to do the math. They've only missed 2 this entire game.
Or whatever, yeah, whatever it is.
Make it 3. Good job on putting the hex on them.
Yeah.
Well done.
That's my bad, or my good, since it's the other team.
Can you say it again?
They're doing really well today.
Look at you. 2 for 2 on the jinx. I like it. 20 seconds remaining here in the quarter. Sterling leading by 6.
Might see them hold for last shot again.
10 seconds left. This is about when they started running their offense the last time. Hines loses the handle. And a smart play by Ermel. Good hustle by Mike Ermel to deflect it off the body of Jaquez Washington. And Sterling will have 3.5 to shoot. Johnson inbound, looking for Reiner, and that's going to be it for the quarter. Sterling had an opportunity, but credit Mike Ermel with some good hustle to give Sterling a chance to increase their lead.
Yeah, he caught, everybody was there flat-footed, but he went ahead and was able to get Sterling the ball inbounded.
27 points for Antoine Arnett. He had 12 of them in that third quarter.
And you can see they're really collapsing on him. Even that, Rob, we both thought that the pass to him at the free throw line up in the high post, that he was fouled on that play. A couple bodies coming at him. They're definitely aware of where Fields is at all times on the court. Even maybe if it wasn't as much in the beginning of this game, it's definitely more so now, as he's just really had an impact from the outside, down low, getting ahead on those conversion baskets. He's really showing how he's a complete player.
Not to mention the passes that he gets to him. Some really unbelievable passes that he gets, and really able to...
Mentioned the excellent free throw shooting of the Warriors. They are 15 of 18 from the line as opposed to Sterling 7 of 11. Deflects out of play.
I was looking down at the score sheet, ready to get my concussion.
Listen, I saved your life.
You did.
I saved your life.
I'll get you.
We take care of each other in the broadcast. Oh, nice.
Yeah,
I don't bar. I'll take a
believe me.
A Wawa coffee, perhaps.
That's a big thing. You saved my life.
Nice.
Worthy of a Snickers.
I like that you noticed it was Snicker worthy. I didn't think that was Snicker worthy.
A basket by Camden Charter, but I think that's good work by Camden Charter. And sometimes you have to give the other team credit.
Nice look to Clark. Clark, count the basket and the foul. Gavin Clark has been in foul trouble throughout most of this game. That is his first bucket since the first quarter, and comes at a big time here in the fourth. Fouls on Perez, his fourth, team's fifth.
Good ball movement down low. You can see Charter's really hedging on the help defense, and it left Clark initially wide open, came over on him, but gave us enough room to convert.
Again, you mentioned that Clark hasn't been on since the first quarter really much, having foul issues, but this Sterling team's playing well without him.
Went to their deep bench, and they mentioned this earlier, Kevin, they were using well more than 5 or 6 bench players. A foul that might be on Zingaro, and judging from his reaction, it is. That's his third, team 7, so it's going to be a 1-on-1 situation for the Warriors. And that will send Tavon Lee to the line. He's a perfect 4 for 4 from the line tonight. See what I did there?
There you go, you're jumping in.
See if it works. It only works when you do it. So
I'll try.
So what is he now?
Could be 5 for 5. So we'll see how that does, how that works.
You're unbelievable. You are unbelievable.
I just got to keep it up.
Still a 6-point lead as we marvel over the wonders of one Kevin Schultz and his ability to put the hex on the opposing team.
Sterling right now just taking their time.
Johnson for 3. No good. Rebound. Miles Williams has a cutting. Zingaro tries to get it down low and fit it in a tight spot for Javon Johnson. That's going to be a foul on Gavin Clark.
And what Sterling's been able to do is get off those quick passes and then able to get a nice quick shot off too.
Check that. There was no foul on Gavin Clark. It just must have hit the baseline. So fortunately for Sterling, that would have been Gavin Clark's 4th foul. Instead, it will just be Warrior basketball. They trail by 6. Baseline drive. And a blocking foul down low.
That's going to be on Johnson, I think.
That is his 3rd. That's the team's 8th. So now, again, a 1-on-1 opportunity for the Warriors to cut into the Sterling lead without taking time off the clock.
But again, I don't think that's a bad foul. You know, you want to make them work for the baskets. Obviously, they've been doing a much better job from the free throw line. Didn't help us there, but you know, I like the way Sterling defensively, for the most part, in the last couple of minutes, is really making Camden Charter work for their baskets.
2 for 2 from that trip from the charity stripe for Tavon Lee, who has 9 points this morning. And it's a 4-point Sterling lead. Sterling is led by as many as 10, but the Warriors are whittling away of that lead here in the 4th.
Sterling needs to find some points fast.
You can see the aggressiveness defensively by the Warriors, trying to create turnovers.
Yeah, interesting seeing Fields.
Fields with a long three, no good.
Way out
Rebound
there.
by Javon Johnson. Can't get it to drop. Another offensive rebound, almost to Williams, but he lost it. And the Warriors a chance to cut it to a one-possession game. Three on the way. That's going to be well short, but who else down low? Sterling's had absolutely no answer for Elijah Scott down low. Johnson on the baseline, or excuse me, on the foul line drive, and deflected away by Gavin Clarks. And it will be Warrior basketball. 5:21 left to go in the fourth.
Clark did not like that call. I'd say that much. I think it hit off one of the opponent.
Now Johnson's been able to get himself down low in position for the shot, just hasn't been able to finish.
Inbound to Teron Davis. And the Warriors throw it away. They've had opportunities to get back in this, and they just can't get set.
Yeah, there you see Washington going to the drive. That's what Sterling's done much better, is having to help defense come out early on in the drives to the basket.
Ermel open for three. That was well off the mark. I think it was a forced shot. You're leading by 4 with 5 minutes left to go. Probably not the preferred shot selection there.
No, I agree with what you said earlier. It's amazing this is only a 4-point lead. It just seems like a lot more. Yeah. That's what the turnovers are going to do to you.
Elijah Scott, right place, right time. 23 points for the freshman. Arnett Fields fouled hard as he drove to the hoop. Anthony Perez is going to pick up his 5th. That's the team's 6th. And that's going to be it for Anthony Perez, who's going to leave this game with 9 points.
Well, Fields' points per game is going to go up after this one.
27 points. Very, very impressive morning for Antoine Arnett Fields.
Just seemed to get more confident as the game got going.
And this is the first. Regardless of whether or not he makes this, it's still a one-possession game, which is hard to believe.
Unreal. You said turnovers just definitely put them in this situation.
It's a 3-point game as we enter the final half of the fourth quarter. Open for 3 is Davis. Can't get it to drop, and that did everything but drop down to try and tie the game. He had a good look. He liked it initially, but just rattled around and out. Arnett Fields for 3, yes! That's how you answer, that's a 6-point swing.
Well, hasn't made a 3 in a little bit, and the defense really played off him, and he made him pay. That's where you got to guard him close, and then if you do that, you have to worry about that quick first step he's got.
Too strong down low was Parson. And a 6-point lead. Hines looking for Gavin Clark. A little too strong, it deflects away.
You see Fields draining it from the outside.
And if Davis hits that 3 earlier, before Fields hit that 3, it's a completely different, a 3-point game instead of a 6-point game. Here comes another trick. Davis, again, can't get the layup to drop, and it goes out of play. And will be Sterling basketball. Good help defense by Gavin Clark to help disrupt that potential layup by Teron Davis.
Sterling putting Fields on the ball, bringing the ball up a lot more in this last quarter. Got the 6-point lead. Good job by Fields, resetting things over to Hines.
Zingaro going to check back into the game at the next opportunity for Sterling with 3 minutes left to play in the fourth. Arnett Fields, reverse lay-in is good. Big bucket by Arnett Fields.
And a direct result of the defender coming out on him after he hit the previous three. Fields just blows right by him for a baseline drive.
Davis in trouble down low on the baseline, and they're going to say it's going to be a foul against Fields. Taking another look at this spin move and the reverse lay-in.
Again, we've been saying this a lot. Arnett Fields really having a great game out here. It's really helping this Sterling team actually win this game.
Davis misses the front end of the 1-and-1. That's the last opportunity for the 1-and-1 for the Warriors. From here on out, it's going to be the double bonus. Deflected away. And it will be Warrior basketball.
Fields going baseline. Nifty move right there.
He's done it all tonight.
Really.
Some baseline dunks, some dunks right down the middle, turnovers. A little bit of everything.
Turnover that led into a dunk.
Warriors almost in desperation mode here. Travel, that's not going to help. And this is what Sterling needed to do. They needed to pull away. And they are a bucket away from making that happen, I think, with 2:19 remaining. You got to think next bucket by either team is huge. This could either be a 10 or 11-point game or a 5-point game.
Charter going with the trap right there.
Arnett Fields may have put the dagger in Camden Charter. Spectacular night for Arnett Fields.
It's not even night.
10-point lead.
And a couple of those drops, guys, I think Fields knows where he's going to go before he even gets the ball. He's seeing the play develop, and he knew he had a window of opportunity on that baseline.
Offensive foul on Zingaro. Taking one more look at the dunk.
There you see Fields, slow-mo, up high over everybody, and wow. Antoine Fields, only a junior. He's going to be opening up some eyes this year, if he hasn't already, coming into this season.
Wonder if he would be the next Sterling 1,000-point scorer.
I think that he's on pace for that, no question about it.
The last one that we had two in back-to-back years. Chris Rowe finished with 13:45, and Noah Sire just 1 point over the 1,000 mark last year. He had some injuries towards the tail end. Devin Tootin as well. And then before that, there was a decade gap between 1,000-point scores for the boys. Art Ellis back in 2006. Phenomenal all-around athlete. Arnett Fields, count the basket and the foul, and that might be all she wrote.
Guys, watch him on this replay. Change speed, slows it up, gets the defender flat-footed, blows right by him. They just have no answer whatsoever for Fields.
10 points in this quarter. .37 overall for Antoine Arnett Fields. That 14 points per game is going to go up significantly after this.
I think we could squeeze him into the post-game show. You think we could just...
I think it's easy. Yeah, I think that's a good call.
We might be able to squeeze him in there.
1 minute remaining and a 12-point lead for Sterling. Arnett Fields tried to tip it to Jeff Ryder. And now the helter-skelter on the court right now. Gavin Clark is going to get called for the foul. Count the basket.
There's Fields right here on that drive right there. Just looks like he's stalling in a quick step while he's moving, just takes it to another level, another gear.
As a reminder, the Lady Knights are going to take the court shortly after this contest is completed. Taking on Cherokee, and it's going to be a 12:30 start, so a chance for you to grab some lunch. And sit back and relax and watch what is going to be probably similar to this game. Another great game. Number 1 and number 4 in South Jersey right here on Sterling TV 19.
Okay.
We'll have a post-game show for you. We're going to bring in, obviously, Antoine Arnett Fields, maybe coach real quick for a quick post-game. But Sterling going to defend home court. They're going to move to 2-0 on the season. An impressive showing here at home from Antoine Arnett Fields, a junior. 37 points for Antoine Arnett Fields. And a 72-63 decision. Sterling moves to 2-0. Coach Little, he's going to like that. Impressive performance, John, from Antoine Arnett Fields and the rest of Sterling.
Really has. And again, without Gavin Clark there, Antoine Fields was really showing what he can do. And he's a junior, so we're going to be seeing him a lot next season.
We'll get off to a quick break. Sterling wins this one 72-63. We'll be back with the post-game show in just a few minutes right after this.
Check testing, 1, 2, 3, check.
No, this way. Towards Schulze, towards us. Mic check one more time.
Check testing.
Stand by, guys.
Mr. Schulz with our star of the game, Antoine Arnett Fields. Anton, the first thing I'm going to ask you is what's the big difference this year as opposed to last year as far as confidence-wise for you?
Confidence-wise, I've been working a lot this year, got my handle up. I could shoot really well, so I try to dominate every time I go on the court.
And the thing that stood out was your drives to the basket. And it seemed to me like even before the pass came to you, you could see there was an opening there in some of those drives to the basket. Was that something you were anticipating?
Yes, I work on that in the gym. I saw that they weren't guarding my jump shot, so I just had to go to the rack. It was strong.
And the other thing we like about you is your unselfish nature. You always looking to get everybody involved.
Yeah, I'm a team player. I get everybody involved.
And talk about on the defensive end, your one steal is impressive. It looked like you hedged a little bit. You saw that they were kind of getting a little bit predictable with their passes. Talk about what you were able to do on the defense.
I see the whole floor, so I back up, see the whole floor, and I see the screen. So whenever I see like a screen, I know they're going to pass there. So I try to anticipate it for a dunk.
And as a team, it seemed like you guys got that trap going. Is that something that turned things around for you guys on the defensive end, getting them trapped, kind of getting them out of sync?
Yeah, we started to get them trapped, starting to get in their head a little bit, so it was good.
Well, you definitely did that as well as a lot more, Anton. We're definitely going to have you on more. Boy, outstanding game, 37 points. Hey, best of luck the rest of the way and keep it going, pal.
Thank you.
Okay, thanks for coming on with us. And we'll go back. Oh, we have Coach Little here. Okay. Good. Yeah, I didn't see you there. I thought you did. I thought you ran away. Boy, this was. You know, you got a lot of bodies in there, and I think it looks like you're just trying to feel your way through, you know, and give guys opportunities. Talk about what went on today.
Well, you know, that wasn't the Camden of old that we usually play. They were very athletic, very good. That was a very good basketball team. But we're young, and I'm still trying to find a rotation. We got the younger kids are really playing much better than some of the starters, and we may have to have a change and let them younger kids go ahead and play. But you know, we're young and we're coming along. We're coming along.
It wasn't a perfect game, but you have to like your team was down 10-4 early on. Charter, like you said, was athletic, did a lot of different things. I think the thing we took out of this game is the way your team battled. Yeah. Talk about that.
Yeah, we didn't quit. We didn't give up. We were in a battle game last night against Morristown, a very good Morristown Friends team, and we got off to a slow start. But we got to change the slow starts so that we come out and at least stay competitive. But they don't quit, and that's the one thing we always talk about. No matter what's going on, you can always play defense. You're going to always rebound, and I think we started doing that, which got us back in the game. And, of course, Antoine is just phenomenal. But that's going to slow down when we play the better team. They're going to probably start doubling them or boxing one, and we have to have other guys that need to be able to step up.
And talk about his development. What's the biggest difference? Obviously, he had a very good year last year. Development-wise, what do you think's the biggest difference going from last year to this year?
Antoine put in the work in the summer. He had a personal trainer, and he really took advantage of that. He was up 6 o'clock in the morning with the trainer, and you could night and day. And I think if he continues that, I mean, the sky's the limit for him.
Yeah, I agree with you on that one. Coach, we always talk about what's ahead for you guys.
Woo! Well, we got 2 tough games coming up. Well, in the tournament at Wildwood, we have Freedom Prep, which I understand are fifth-year seniors, so that's not good for us. Oh, wow. And then in that bracket is Winslow and Archbishop Carroll, who's undefeated, and I heard that they flew out to Hawaii, so I hope they have jet lag when they get back. But that's going to be a strong test and really see where we are.
Yeah, play the best, they'll make you better.
Yeah, that's what we're going to do. Absolutely.
Coach, thanks for coming on with us. Congratulations on the win, and have a great holiday.
All right, you too. You too.
Thank you. Yep. And we will take it back to, or we're going to finish it here. So Sterling, after a slow start, like we were saying to Coach, down 10-4, but battled back off the heels of an outstanding game by Anton Fields, who's really going to be somebody to watch this year. For Rob Strauss, John Hallwood, Ryan Zingaro, Mr. K, the entire tech crew, I'm Kevin Schultz. We'll see you next time on Channel 19.